Hello, all my friends. This is Meir in the day of the solstice. Wow, the sun is setting soon. Today, I ran on the beach. I'm recovering from this very long trip that I had. It was wonderful. It's interesting to see how much people are afraid of their conditions. Many people with cataracts, like a wonderful client of mine from Mexico, are afraid to do the simple surgery of removing their lens. And it took me 4 years to convince her to do so. She could only see light and shadow. And yet, many others rush for the surgery as if it's a great thing. And I remember convincing one of my very anxious clients that removing a lens does not strengthen her eye and does not make her eye any stronger. Yes, there is risk with every surgery. And just like the first wonderful lady by the name of Linda, you do the surgery if you cannot see fingers in front of you and if all you can see is light. I remember the way that it worked with my kids. My son was born, and I took him out of the hospital the day after he was born. The pediatrician saw that he had cataract. I went to the best doctors there were, and then I was trying all the holistic practitioners I could. I called my friends, and I called optometrists that I knew. And eventually, I talked to this wonderful doctor, Dr. Hoyt. I told him, I don't want my son to hate me when he's 30. He told me, oh, your son will hate you when he's 30, but not because of the necessary surgery he needs to do. I knew that Hoyt was my friend then. And the surgery was done. And by the way, my son loves me. He's only 28, but he loves me. And his surgery went well. And when he combined that with eye exercises, the results were amazing. Let's start with the medical treatment. They gave him very thick contact lenses from where he could only see the faces of his parents from 2 feet or less, like magnifying lens. And then they were reduced and reduced again and again as he was crawling and moving and running and walking. And his vision became so good that nobody who was ever born with cataract saw anything like him. Because he was interested in details and in many ways lived in his own world, he looked at many details, and that is really a good part of eye exercises. But until today, at the age of 28, he does sunning and he does palming. And sometimes he works with red and green glasses and separates between his eyes. And guess what? His vision is amazing. It was measured as 2015, a line smaller than 2020, better than anyone who was born with cataract. And similar things were done with my daughter, except with my daughter, who was not living in her own world, who needed to work a lot to activate her right eye. And I'll tell you more about my daughter in different times, but I can tell you that until these days, she's working with a right weaker eye. And her vision is amazing. It's close to 20/20 with correction. So here is a combination of working with the doctors and working with me. Their vision was destined to be between 25 to 40% if they just went with the medical route. And the vision now is 100%. My son's better than 100%. My daughter between 98 to 100% of normal vision. And now I'm dealing again with reluctance to do the surgery and with enthusiasm to do the surgery. I was not enthusiastic to do the surgery with my son. In fact, I had headaches when we did the first surgery. I have my own trauma of unsuccessful surgery from the ages of 4 to 7. But it worked, and it worked well. I never ever prevent a person from doing something that functionally improves their vision. But people are doing too many medical procedures. Like the one lady that I know that took too many drops, too many surgeries. Cataracts were a result of it. And after removing the cataract, had retinal detachment. So, it is so important to be moderate, to take everything from everywhere, but to be fanatic about one thing: more life to the body, more life to the eyes, more life to the body, and life starts with movement. I cannot start and tell you how wonderfully my patient today who has cataract felt when she was able to see large print from 5 feet in spite of her cataract. And for me, it's very simple. If her vision will improve, there's no need for surgery. If it doesn't, then there is a need for surgery. The other topic I want to talk to you about today is so important to me, and it is determination. My client who had a coma, and before that a terrible accident in her head, and also muscular dystrophy, was served very poorly by 2 attendants that simply treated her like a prisoner. They brought her food, and they never connected with her. It was just terrible. So eventually, with my urging, she found other attendants. And now that she's well attended, and that's 2 years after her coma, she asked me, "Meir, how can I walk again?" And I loved that question, because that question showed me that now is the time for her to start and improve. Of course, I've given her some suggestions which are completely relevant to her, like to stand holding a tall table and to do it for at least a minute and to do it a few times a day. I talked to her about strengthening her leg muscles and her arm muscles. But that is irrelevant. What is relevant is the fact that I felt that there was life to my treatment due to the fact that she's well attended by her wonderful attendant. And her wish to improve is new for her. She's not coming to me so I can help her do well in her situation. And in the past, she was really depressed. But with the new attendant who treats her well, she gained motivation to work on herself. Anyone who read my book, Movement for Self-Healing, knows about my grandmother's love to me. I feel that that love that was with me through the difficult time of 5 cataract surgeries, and any one of you who doesn't know, I was a blind son of deaf parents. But my grandmother, in many ways, gave me a sense of deep inner value. And so when I was taught eye exercises in my teens, I worked 13 to 16 hours a day to improve my vision. It was clear to me that I want to see better. Now, I want you all to do better. That's why I've given you my life on a silver plate with my book, Awakening Your Power of Self-Healing, with 8 chapters of how to breathe better, have better circulation, better joint mobility, balanced body so the spine won't hurt, better movements of your muscles, better neurological activity, teach you how to massage yourself and others, and vision improvement, and then 18 chapters for different needs of the body, from office work to running, to learning how to play a musical instrument, to overcoming your lifelong headaches, to overcoming paralysis, to overcoming vision problems, to overcoming arthritis, back problems, back deformities. All that is in my book from my personal experience of 46 years of this work. And that's why I'm giving you the webinar next week, exactly next week. And I want you to do better. 2 hours are a good introduction. My book is something to live with for the rest of your life. So, I'm wishing you a happy solstice. I'm wishing you happy holidays. And I really want you to do well, just like my kids did in the most adverse situation. Just like I hope that my patient will. And just like I do. Much love to all of you, Meir.